this is Ender Quartz here, back with a new tutorial, and this time I'm going to show you guys something that's pretty cool and interesting and something that I've figured out myself. And so I haven't seen this anywhere on YouTube yet, but it was pretty hard to do, so I'm just going to show you guys this first. So there is a green podium, kind of a green portal, and a blue podium slash portal. So what I'm going to do first is, if I look at my chat bar, wait, sorry, nothing in my chat bar. If I see, there's a blue podium over there, and a green podium over there. So if I take, so let's just look at those. So those are all the way over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to put it over here by using the green bow. So I have a green and blue bow. Green bow, blue bow. And I'm going to take the green bow and I'm going to shoot it down right there. And now what it's going to do is that's going to disappear. And then it's going to put one, well, it should. Yeah, sometimes this happens. It's first. It's just a little bug. So, okay, so now I'm going to have to use the blue bow. Sorry. So I'm going to have to use the blue bow. Sometimes this happens when I first start a world. It has to do it twice in order to get it actually started up. So I'm going to use the blue bow, and I'm going to shoot it down, and it's going to make that one disappear. It's actually, wait, sorry. It's actually been destroyed right over here. It's not destroyed. It's just been filled with air. And then the one over here, it's a blue podium. And if I sprint and jump over here, this pressure plate doesn't currently do anything. But we can make it do something by taking the green bow and shooting it way over here. So I was thinking you could put this into a puzzle map, or this kind of game thing into a puzzle map. And then so it's actually, there is a green podium over there. We have to be teleported over here. So now I can step on this pressure plate and it teleports me over to there. Over there. So if I step on here, then poof, I get teleported over here to this green podium, and I can go back and forth and back and forth and all the way as much as I want. And then I can go and I can get all these diamonds from here. Let's say you had to get all those diamonds. And now so you'll say, well, how am I going to get to the door now? Because these are right here, and I can just move them back and forth. I can go back and forth between them. So what I'm going to do is, so it actually says in the chat bar, blue is ready, and it said green is ready before. But that actually means that, so that tells you that now you're supposed to use the blue bow, which I have in my hand currently. So wait, just toggle down, fall. Which you're supposed to use the blue bow, which I have in my hand already. And then so if I shoot it over there, then it's actually over there. It's just, it has to load the chunks. So if you actually look over here, this has disappeared, and over here, a blue podium has been created. So if you were in survival, you couldn't see that, but you would teleport over here, and then you would see a blue podium over here. And then so you can teleport, again, just back and forth as much as you want between these two things. And then so, and that's pretty cool. And then so you can just go over here and then jump and, wait, I didn't jump. So in that level I would have died and probably failed the level. But let's just do this. I have this button rigged up to a fill command that just fills the top layer. So it fills all of these little holes within here. And this thing's still okay. So that's actually pretty cool. It's kind of like the portal gun, like from Portal. But I kind of made it a little different. And it was actually pretty hard to do. It might seem a little simple, but it's actually pretty hard. It's harder than you might think. And so I'm just going to show you guys how it works. So this is how it works. I mean, you might see all this other stuff back here, but it's actually, I'm drawing a circle around it, an imaginary circle, and just this stuff right here. So just these command blocks and those two things. I just have those back there as a backup in case that thing maybe explodes, or I don't know. So the first thing it does is, this is just a redstone clock. It's just running back and forth. Fill there to there, redstone block, and fill there to there, air. So this is just a really big redstone clock here. And then what this does right here is it tests for @E type equals arrow. So it basically tests for an arrow that's in ground. So it says in ground colon 1B. So that tests for an arrow that's in the ground. And then once it finds an arrow that's in the ground, because it's constantly being it's constantly testing for the arrow that's in the ground, and then for an arrow that's in the ground. And then so once it does find an arrow, it triggers this comparator redstone comparator, redstone comparator that goes to a redstone repeater, which sends a redstone signal, sends a redstone signal. Sorry, I can't talk today. Sends a redstone signal over to there and over to there. So what it does over here is it actually tests for at P, nearest player, with the selected item slot 0. So over here, it does the exact same thing except it selected item slot 1. So actually, these are the different, I have to have these in the same slots, because actually I can move them, which is actually kind of funny, because then this would mean the blue bow, and then this would actually mean the green bow, but I'm just going to put it over here so I don't get confused. And so what it does is it tests for, I'm just going to use this as an example, it tests for the nearest player with selected item slot 1, and then the first thing it does is it kills it kills every single skeleton in the world. I'll explain that a little later. And then the next thing it does is it goes to a comparator, and then it goes to a redstone repeater, which goes to these two first. This one, what it does is it executes at E, type equals arrow, so execute at the arrow, / summon skeleton. So just summons a skeleton wherever the arrow is. Remember, this is all where I have selected item slot 1, which is this one right here. And then the second command block right over here does tell raw at P text green is ready, color green. So that's how you get the green is ready. So this is actually the blue side. This is actually where it's going to create a blue portal. Well, it's going to make the blue portal. And then, so it says green is ready by telling you that you've already placed a blue portal, now you have to use a green portal. And then the last thing it does is it kills the arrow, just to not get any interference. So, actually, I'll explain the skeleton thing right now. So actually, before I explain that, it's the exact same thing over here, actually. It's just with zombies. So it's type kill the zombie, kill every zombie, and then type arrow summon zombie, and then blue is ready, so it's the green podium, green portal, and then so it's going to say blue is ready, again for the same reasons, and then so over here, just kill arrow again. So it's just going to, and then so only one of these can be active at a time, and that's why you have to go back and forth, because with these comparators, it has to be on, but then this will always be on if you just keep selecting in the same slot. But then that's why you have to select the other one, which means that this will go off. Which means all these comparators would go off, which means that everything, everywhere, in this section right here, would go off. Wait, let me just set the time. And then, so what this does right here is that means it's actually an execute command, another execute, and then so this is for the zombies. So this is for the zombies. It's actually kind of funny because I made it flipped on accident. So this is actually for this side. So whenever an arrow comes, it places the arrow down, then it summons a zombie, and then so over here what it does is for every zombie at E type equals zombie, then it clones, basically those coordinates are all for this thing right here, this entire thing, not this green thing. That's just for signification. Well, so I can tell which one it is. And so even though with the green stained glass up on the top, before I didn't put that, so I didn't really know how to. Actually, I could probably just destroy these because I don't really need them because I have this big ring of blueness right here and this big ring of green right over there. So actually, what it does is it clones this thing right here wherever the zombie is. And this thing is actually, it looks simple, but it's actually pretty complicated. As you notice, I just teleported 5 blocks upward. So what's actually in here is there's a creeper named Greeny the Green. And then so I named it because named mobs won't despawn. Like they won't despawn, which means that they won't not become existing anymore. And then so actually what this command block does right here is it executes at P 2, which is 2 blocks upwards, which I don't even know why I did that there because I rigged it differently. So actually you can just erase this execute command. All you have to do is teleport at P type E equals skeleton, because this is actually the zombie side, so it's going to teleport you to the skeleton. And then so actually what this does right here is, so that creeper is actually on a pressure plate, which is activating this redstone torch, which is actually turning it off. And then it's actually, because what this does right here is it fills in this entire area, including the stuff underneath it, with air. So it basically destroys the entire tower when the creeper gets killed, but it's actually not the creeper, there's going to be a zombie inside there. And so the clone thing right here, this clone command, when it works, it actually, when it clones it so that the zombie is exactly where the creeper is. I had to do a lot of troubleshooting with that. So the zombie spawns, it spawns right on top of the pressure plate, which causes the pressure plate to be active so this thing doesn't fill with air. And then so underneath this, see, I'm going 3 blocks upward, 5 blocks I think. Let me check it. So basically this is just a redstone clock right here. And then so, again, this is just another redstone clock. But in here, I have to get close enough. In here, this command block, it just teleports at P, the nearest player, which within a radius of 3 blocks, upwards 5 blocks, and 1 to the right of the x-axis. Or 1 to the x-axis. So, wait, sorry. 1 to the right of the x-axis because I actually tested it before without the 1 to the right. 1 to the x, going once to the direction of the x-axis. Basically just going once east. And then so it's because if you don't put that, then it just teleports you right on top of the pressure plate, which makes you go back to the original one. And then it teleports you right into the pressure plate so you don't trigger the pressure plate. And then so you just stay where you are. And it's not very, I'm just going to store out the ones on these ones too, just so I don't get confused. And then so that's the one right here. So those are the actual podiums. And then so I'm just going to kind of do an overview. This may seem a little complicated, but I'm just going to kind of go over it at all, like everything. Well, not everything, just kind of a basic view of it. So what it does first is, an overview of everything, is that you shoot an arrow, and then once that arrow sticks in the ground, it tests for what slot you have selected. And then once it does that, then it triggers a command block over here that has the command of that, and then first it kills a mob depending on where it is, because it has to kill the mob, because if there's a skeleton or a zombie inside there, so what it does is, this is the skeleton side, so if it's creating another skeleton podium, then it has to kill the original skeleton, so this command block can be activated, which causes that to entirely fill with air, which is the reason why it disappears when another one is created. Let me just fill in this hole. Which is the reason why it disappears. And so that's what that happens first, and then it goes over here, and then it summons a skeleton or mob, and then it says the opposite color is ready, means it's ready for you to shoot the arrow. And then so after that's done, then it just tells you to do that, and it just does that over and over and over again. And then so you can position those anywhere you want. So over here, it isn't selecting anything, so I'm just going to do the green bow. So I'm going to shoot the green bow down, and then so it's going to do this, and you can actually hear the zombie inside there. I just made green zombie just so it was either if you can hear the zombie sometimes. I think you heard it before. There you go. And then I can use the blue one over here, because it says blue is ready. So now I use the blue over there. It should recognize it as a blue. There you go. Just a little lag. And then so I can be teleported back and forth between both of these as many times as I want. It's not like ender pearls or teleportation, because you don't really take damage, and it's not like a teleportation arrow that you have to do it each time. You can just keep going back and forth. That's why I kind of like it. And then this is actually, again, I'm showing you where it destroys this and then puts the new green temple right over there. That's actually the hardest part, to do that, because you could just clone it each time with the arrow, but I wanted it so it disappeared. So again, blue is ready, and then so this connection still stays there. So then this blue didn't change, but this green did, and then so it's just going back. And wait, I think the pressure plates are getting laggy. So yeah, I can just go back and forth, and I guess I could just go back. Oh, there you go. I can go forth. It's just the pressure plates are getting a little laggy. So, and then I can change the blue. Wait, I can't fly. Come on. There you go. Sorry, when my computer gets laggy, I hit the spacebar and it doesn't register it. And then I'm like, I can't fly. So, okay, so I can reposition the blue one again by putting it over here, and then it disappears over here. So, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you can use it for maps and other things, and I can't wait to see what the community comes up with, because I think this is a really cool technique, and it doesn't even have to be this podium or this teleportation thing. I mean, you can use this to so many different ways, and it's not really a thing that you can base off so many other different things by it, like just the fill and clone commands. Like those, you can do a lot of stuff with just those commands. But with this, it's kind of a special thing that I've found, and just kind of a specialized thing that I've wanted to create, because I was thinking I've seen teleportations and with ender pearls and teleportation arrows, but I haven't seen this before. I've never seen this on YouTube, or basically I haven't seen this on YouTube. But so I just wanted to try to get it and see if it could work, and apparently it can. So I hope you guys like this video, and so I'll see you guys later.